So you want to play Kel'Thuzad because you want to do things like this. And like this. This is a no-nonsense guide to Kel'Thuzad, the Archlich of Naxxramas, esteemed Lich Lord of the... Let's highlight some of his key strengths and weaknesses. News to no one, his high burst damage is one of his main selling points. He also has very interesting ways that he can CC the enemy heroes. On top of that, his chains in particular make for deceptive plays. As some people will be surprised to hear, Kel'Thuzad has some very alarming weaknesses. He can very easily be dived on, and without peel, you're almost guaranteed to die. And the reason for this is because you simply have no mobility tools. Another weakness that most players won't realize is that if you're on a map that doesn't have many teamfights or skirmishes, then you won't be able to stack your quest. Enemy heroes can even intentionally avoid as many unnecessary fights just to prevent you from stacking. And if that wasn't enough, all his abilities are skill shots. His Q is a very simple ability. It's your primary poking tool, and it can be a little hard to land due to its small windup, so don't waste mana just throwing it out for no reason. When using it on a wave, you should feel similar to Li Ming, except you're not a hot girl with a sweet ass. So angle yourself so that the explosion and the AoE it leaves behind can hit most of the minions. Onto his W ability, Frost Nova. This is a fairly simple ability too, but it has 1 second delay before it activates, which means the best use of this ability is predicting enemy movement. Landing this will be much easier when you follow up with your own CC or your allies. Onto the main part of this guide, chaining. When chaining two heroes, assuming there is no wall collision, they will both land exactly in the middle of the connecting chain. This is really important to understand because it allows you to preemptively land your W in the right place. But don't worry if you don't get it right straight away. I admit it can be difficult. Kel'Thuzad's combo, which is often used with Glacial Spike, can deal devastating damage. Here is a very clear demonstration of how to use the combo and what abilities are used first. What? Oh, you want it slower. Well, why didn't you say so? First you chain the spike or the hero. Then you use your W in the location you believe the hero will land after you use your second chain. The second chain is used to essentially pull them into your W. After this, you want to use your heroic and your Q, and auto attack after that if it's safe to do so. Once again, Glacial Spike, chain, Frost Nova, chain again, then use your heroic and your Death and Decay. Some of these clips will show me not using the W before the second chain, and instead using it straight after. This can be okay if you're very fast, but you should try to get into the habit of using your W before the second chain. So if you land your first chain on a hero, you have a couple of options. You chain that target with another hero, you chain that target to a structure, or you chain using Glacial Spike. Here I wanted to kill the Vala, so I did. If there are no nearby heroes, then use a structure instead. By monitoring cooldowns, you'll be able to combo on even the most mobile heroes. The other way to chain a target is by first throwing your chain on the structure, and then pulling them into that. Here I'm the one doing the hooking, and I pull Stitches into the front wall after the Punisher has jumped on him. I just did the same thing twice. Chaining to your Glacial Spike is pretty much the same as chaining to a structure, with the added benefit of being able to spawn it anywhere nearby, meaning you can pull targets towards your team or even away from yourself.
Be gone, thought!
One thing I'd like to say about this talent is that no matter where they place this talent in the future, it will be almost a mandatory pick because it simply works so well with this kit. They may even make it a baseline reward for completing his quest. A couple of tips of Glacial Spike. You are able to body block heroes with it. So if there's ever a choke point, make sure you're not blocking your allies with it, but instead lock in the enemy hero. If you are landing your skill shots, you're going to be completing your quest. That's a given, and it should be a main priority. But don't tunnel vision for these combos. You can just as easily land skill shots by following your tank's crowd control. And also, consciously tell yourself what heroes and abilities are able to punish you and play around it.
Again!
Because once you're dead, it's not like you can instantly revive yourself. As it stands now, Shadow Fissure is a huge part of the combo. it deals immense damage on a 15-second cooldown with global range. The global range means you can just blow up anyone from across the map.
Allahu Akbar.
I can guarantee this will have some changes, but as long as the cooldown remains 30 seconds or less, this most likely will be an integral part of playing combo Kel'Thuzad. To quickly provide you talent builds, if you are a beginner and you're just picking him up, use the Q build until you are more comfortable with his burst combo. It's very easy to use and very easy to get value out of, and it's fun. Just spam Q and make sure to get some decent angles in so the heroes remain in a death and decay for longer. This build will be more viable if they ever nerf the combo burst build. Speaking of which, this is the build you should be going for. It provides exceptional utility through Glacial Spike and allows you to burst heroes down very frequently. The increased root duration on 1 when you complete your baseline quest, and the Chains of Ice talent at level 13 make it much easier to land your combo. If there ever is a change to this build and it remains viable, it will be updated in the description. Hello?
Ryoma, I've got your mother. Do as I say.
Kel'Thuzad, what should I do?